Republican Senator Josh Hawley, of course, as we've known for many years, has higher ambitions than just being a senator for the next 30 years of his life. This is a guy that definitely wants to run for president of the United States. And as I'm sure you could assume, it's going to be difficult to run for president of the United States when you just voted to strip 14 million people of their health care coverage based on Republican propaganda that has existed since the 1980s and has been debunked routinely, yearly, since the 1980s. But that is exactly what Josh Hawley recently did when he voted in favor of the One Big Beautiful Bill, which is going to kick, estimates say, 14 million people off of Medicaid. But just a couple days ago, Josh Hawley did an interview with NBC News where he assured them, "Don't you dare worry, folks. I don't like the cuts to Medicaid either, and I am going to make sure that those cuts never take effect." That is word for word what Josh Hawley said. They will never take effect. I am on the case, he tells us. I am going to make sure that the thing I voted to do doesn't happen. Now, if that seems very dumb to you, don't worry. It is very dumb. Because in the Senate, when the One Big Beautiful Bill was put to a vote, the vote was 54-50 against, so 50-50, causing J.D. Vance to get up off his couch that he loves so much and go and cast the tie-breaking vote. So it passed the Senate 51-50, because again, half voted for it, half voted against it. Here's what that means. That means if just one human being in that Senate who voted for it had instead voted against it, it would have been dead. They would have had to go back to the drawing board, back to committees, rewrite it, and bring it back to the floor for another vote. A process that could have taken days, weeks, sometimes even months. But all it would have taken is one person who looked at it and said, "You know what? I actually don't like this part of it. I'm going to vote against it." J.D. Vance could have stayed on the couch. And that one person could have been Josh Hawley. I mean, after all, Josh Hawley is now telling us now he doesn't like it. He's going to make sure that he works to make sure the things he voted for don't happen. So why in God's name did NBC News not press him and ask him, "Why didn't you just vote against it, dipshit? Huh? If you don't like it, if you're not 100% happy with it, you can vote against it and then it gets rewritten and you can take out the things that you don't like and then you can vote in favor of it." But you didn't do that, Josh. No, because you wanted to be a good little spineless soldier for Donald Trump. You didn't want him to get mad at you and then post something mean on Truth Social that people would forget about in about 6 hours. No, God, no. That wouldn't have been good at all. You'd have had a rough couple minutes there. So you sold out your constituents in the state of Missouri, and now you're trying to put their fears at ease, saying, "I will undo the damage that I have inflicted upon you." Piss off. You let those voters know where your loyalty lies. It does not lie with the people of Missouri. It lies with Donald Trump, the most unpopular president in the history of the United States, currently serving. That is where his loyalty lies. So if you live in the state of Missouri and you vote for Josh Hawley again, you're an idiot. There is no other way to say that. I am not going to be nice about it. If you ever vote for Josh Hawley again, you're a friggin' moron, and you deserve every horrible thing that he brings to your state. You deserve it, and you don't get the right to complain. How about that? Because I am sick and tired of voters in this country voting for things that intentionally hurt them, and the voters not being the ones held accountable. Yes, we have to hold the Republicans accountable because they are the ones doing it, but they wouldn't be able to do it if the dumbass voters didn't keep putting them back in office. I am sick of this. The voters deserve blame. But, we don't want to piss them off. Screw them. I am constantly at battle with myself over whether or not to have empathy and sympathy for these people, or whether or not to just say, enjoy what you voted for, assholes. And I got to tell you, more and more, I'm leaning towards the latter. Red states are going to get screwed over the most from the one big beautiful bill. That doesn't mean that blue states are exempt or that liberal voters in red states will be exempt. We're all going to suffer, but the red states are going to suffer the most. And I got to tell you, my sympathy for these folks is almost on empty. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. We got fresh content every day for you. And if you want to follow us across social media, make sure you check out all of the social links that we have posted in the description of this video.